In this video, we are talking about having a spine release. The back is so important that you need to keep it mobile and give it some movement and feed it life often. Because the back, it operates everything. Everything comes out of the back. I don't know if you've ever had a back injury or maybe pulled a muscle somewhere in your back and you realize, when I stand up, it hurts. When I sit down, it hurts. When I move my arm, it hurts. When I move my leg, it hurts. My head, it hurts. When I breathe, it hurts, because the back is like the life of everything. So we are going to learn ways that you can keep your back healthy, and give some movement to your back. It is so good to move your back and your spine in so many different directions. So that's what this video is about today. So join me. You shouldn't need any props, but I always say grab a block, a pillow, a blanket, just in case it is needed in your practice. So we're going to start in child pose, because this is more of a gentle therapeutic way to give some movement to the spine versus like a yoga flow and being intense. This is not that. This is just, how do I feed my spine some love? So we'll start in child pose. Knees are spread wide, big toes come together. We'll reach the hands forward and lower the forehead down onto the ground. So we'll start with breaths here. Just breathe. So I'm really going to walk you through detail by detail on where my focus is, the feeling, so that you can really get the best experience out of giving your spine some love. So as you first come down into this pose, you may even feel tension in the back. So as I start to take deep inhales and exhales, I am imagining, and if you take a look for a moment, I'm imagining that someone is doing this with my spine, like really stretching it out. So that means someone's at my sacrum, pulling it down towards my feet, and at my hands, pulling them forward. So as I come here, I imagine that, and my head is down on the ground. And as I inhale, I create space in the body. And as I exhale, I melt. And that's where I imagine, okay, release my sacrum down, because someone is pulling me down. And when I say down, I'm not talking about down into the ground. I'm talking about down towards my toes. And then I take another inhale. And as I release, I imagine, okay, someone's pulling my hand. So maybe I walk my fingertips forward a little bit more. But at the same time, I'm releasing that sacrum down towards my toes. So you really get this length in the spine. And maybe it even causes you to lift the forehead up a little bit and slide it forward some, because now you've created more length and you can feel your spine getting longer. For some of you, maybe you even feel a few or hear a few cracks or even feel them. Sometimes there's some popping going on, and that's okay. And then as I want to settle in, I think about, let me release my armpits and let them fall deeper to the floor. And I'm breathing as I'm doing this and still thinking about my hands, still thinking about releasing that sacrum down towards my toes. And we breathe here. And now we'll start to slide this left hand back towards your knee. And as you do that, the face and the chest lifts up off of the floor. So my left hand presses into the ground. Now I want to take a twist here. So here we are, starting to move our spine in several different directions. And again, you may hear some popping going on. You may feel certain points where it's like, oh, it's a release. Remember to breathe through it. Releasing that hand back down. We'll rotate to the opposite side. So right hand slides down. We push up. We breathe. And releasing it back down. Again, going back to what we just did in the beginning, I'm thinking about that sacrum, releasing down towards my toes. I'm walking the fingertips forward a little bit. Maybe I'm feeling even more length, adjusting the forehead as it needs, allowing for the armpits to release down to the ground. And then so we're going to shift this all the way forward. We're going to lift the forehead up. I want you to look forward first. Make sure the shoulders are down away from the ears. And then we're going to shift this all the way forward, coming down onto the belly. Bringing the forearms down to the ground, so elbows press. And here you have a lower back release. So again, I'm constantly readjusting my body because as your spine lengthens more, you feel that, you notice that in the body. So I like to curl my toes under. I'll pull that right hip down more, then the left hip down more. I'll rock it a few times, release the toes. Maybe you need to readjust the elbows. And now I can feel the length. I can feel myself aligned with where my spine needs to be. So remember, you can always do just a little movement with any pose that you're in. So we'll hold it here. So I want you to do different things here. I want you to experience it where your elbows are pressing into the ground and your lower body is just really soft and relaxed. And then I want you to experience it where you press the elbows into the ground, you press the pelvis into the ground, maybe even the feet lift up off the ground. And I'm activated here. So I'm pulling my elbows towards my hips. I'm pressing my pelvis into the ground, really squeezing the glutes, pulling the shoulders back, and then releasing everything. Open the elbows, lower the forehead down to the ground, and just rock those hips side to side. Now lifting the head, we'll place the hands just below the shoulders. Let's just take a little baby cobra, lifting this up, lowering back down. Curl the toes under. We're going to press it back to your heels. And so this is just a moment for the spine just to go, and it's almost like water is just running down the spine, down the back. And you're still noticing here if my spine is still a little tight because we haven't done that much movement, but maybe I do feel a little bit of a release. And then we'll bring it down to a seated position. So again, remember, this is where things may be needed. If you need to sit on a pillow, sit on a block, definitely do that. So here we are in this seated position. Hands come to the knees. We're going to go back to just like this flushing feeling of a release as we do circles all the way around. So for some of you, your circles may be up here, and that's fine. And for some of you, you'll go really deep. And I always say, go slow and really feel this. Few areas where maybe you need to pause and just take a few breaths. And then we'll take it in the opposite direction. And bringing it back to the center. So get a grip on the knees, tuck the chin, let the back round out. You can sway this side to side if it feels good. And then bringing it back to stillness, we'll push the chest forward, lift the chin, really arch the back. And again, tuck the chin round through the back. And push it forward, lift. And tuck and round. And bringing it back to the center. So we'll take right hand over to the left knee, left hand behind you. So this is a gentle twist because we're still warming up the body. So my heart is pointing towards my knee, my nose, my chin is aligned with my heart, and we're breathing here. And taking it to the opposite side. And bringing it back to the center. Now we're just going to twist here. I love to do this standing, but in this video, we're not going to do any standing poses. But to stand up and twist your arms like this is good. Also, first thing in the morning, and just let the arms smack around your body. It feels good. But since we're in a seated position, elbows are bent, but just move. Give your spine some life. Let it wake up and say, oh, yes, there is the movement. Depending on where the arms are, you'll feel a difference in the spine. So now as we slow it down, and then we'll bring it back to the center, I want you to take your hands, clasping them behind your head. Hold here for a moment so you can see what this feels like for you. And then we're going to take some gentle twists. So first, we're going to take this right elbow. We're going to twist it towards the left knee. And I'm just pointing my elbow towards my left knee. I'm not reaching. I'm just pointing. Bringing it back to the center, opposite side. Left elbow points towards the right knee. Back to the center. We'll do it again. So now we are more in the upper, middle to the upper part of your back. Once more, we'll twist and point. Good. Bring it back to the center. Now we'll take it even deeper. So we twist towards that left knee. If you can tap it, we tap the knee. We open up. When you open, make sure you come back to the center because this is a moment for the spine to realign itself before you twist and go in the opposite direction. Back to the center. Twist. Center. And twist. And center. Good. Releasing fingertips down to the ground. Left arm, will inhale it up and we'll reach it over to that right upper corner because we're still warming it up. Release it down, switch sides, left upper corner. Really stretch to the side of the body. Release it down, opposite side. Last time, opposite side. We're going to keep this going. We're going to take it deeper. So opposite side, this time take it as deep as you can go. If you can drop that right elbow down, drop it down. Remember, we don't want to really stay so closed off here. So I really want to open my chest. If you can take your gaze up to the ceiling, take that gaze. And opposite side, as deep as you can take this. Open up here. Stay open, opposite side. Last one, opposite side. And back to the center. Bringing the fingertips in front of you, walk it forward as far as you can go. Drop the forearms down on the ground. And just let the head hang, let the spine soften, let everything relax. And walking it back up. Good. We're going back to what we just did. So fingertips on either side. We're going to add a little bit more to this. Left arm reaches up. We take it over. And then I want you to fold on top of your thigh. Left hand comes down to the ground. Forehead releases down to the knee if you can. And then we'll walk the hands across the front of the body. So now we are getting all of this different movement in the spine. Forehead comes down to the left knee. Walk it back to the center. This time, walk it forward. And then let's create some length here. So I'm lifting my head and I'm gazing forward. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, soften. Drop the elbows. Let the head hang. And walking it back up. And we'll go to the opposite side. So fingertips come to either side. Right arm reaches up. We take it over. We fold onto that knee. And we walk it across the front of the body all the way to the opposite side. Forehead is on the knee. And we bring it back to the center. As we walk it forward, we gaze because we're going somewhere. So we want to look at where we're going. Deep inhale, and then we soften. And walking it all the way back up. And let's just take a moment. Hands are on the knees. You can really feel, every time you take that moment, it's almost like, oh, I feel like a waterfall on my back, on my spine. I feel things opening and moving. And then we'll take it back to what we did in the beginning. So we'll come back into that child pose because we want to notice what feels different with the spine, with the back. We'll sit it back. Arms reach forward, forehead rests on the ground. Here we go again. Take your deep inhale. Walk your fingers forward. Feel as if someone's pulling that sacrum down towards the toes. Relax the arms. Let the armpits melt. Readjust the forehead however you need. Left hand slides down towards the knee. We push and we twist. Maybe you take this a little deeper and let the right side of your body really come up on the thigh and just really push here. Open up. And release it down. Opposite side. Right hand slides back towards the knee. Push it up. Twist. Open. And release it back down. Breathe it here. Search the body. See if you have any more length here. Make any adjustments that you need. And then soften. And then we'll bring it up to all four, hands and knees, making sure hands are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. And we'll do a few cat-cow here. So as the belly drops, the nose points up to the ceiling. And just hold this for a moment. And then tuck the chin, round through the back, really push the ground away. And drop the belly, nose up to the ceiling. And tuck the chin, round, push it away. Last time, belly drops, nose to the ceiling. Pull those shoulders away from the ears. And round it out, tuck your chin, push it away. And bring it to a flat back. We're going to take our right hand, we're going to needle it through, drop it down to your right shoulder. Left arm is going to slide up and just hold it here. Now, for some of you, it might feel good, again, to think about releasing that sacrum down towards the toes. It's almost like gravity will catch you, but just release. Let the body go. And for some of you, it might feel better to have the fingertips maybe take one little step forward. Sliding that left hand back, pushing it back up. We'll go right into the opposite side. Left arm needles through, dropping that shoulder down. Right arm reaches up, sink it back. And bringing it back up to all four hands and knees. And just get a little sway here of side to side. This is very good for the ladies. Anytime you are on your menstruation, just to come to all four, let your head hang and sway. It can give some relief. All right, we'll take our final twist on both sides, and then we'll bring it in to Savasana. So my hands will stay here. We're going to drop your right hip down to the ground. So both knees will be bent. My right hip is down on the ground. So I'm going to give you several different options here because this is a deep twist. You can stay here. Maybe this left hand comes more towards back towards the thighs, and you're here. You still have this slight twist, not as deep, but if this is your stopping point, then you're here. If you can go further, then you're taking both hands forward so that you can lower, and my microphone may get a little messed up here coming down to the ground, but we lower the chest down. Let me adjust my microphone. And we turn our face in the opposite direction of your knees, and we lower the elbows down to the ground. Let me move my microphone so you can hear as we go into this. So the entire left side of your face is on the ground. The elbows are released. And so just like child pose, the spine is going to start to shift. So as it does, if you feel like you need to make little adjustments, make them. Don't allow for the spine to shift and you're still keeping it stagnant where it is. If you feel like, oh, I need to lift my head up and slide it forward a little more, do that. Or, oh, I need to readjust my shoulders, my elbows, my knees, whatever it may be. Do that while you're holding this pose, because it's just the spine saying, hey, you have really opened me up, warmed me up, moved me. And now I feel like I can adjust. I can make some adjustments. I can do some different things here. So just a little tip as you're in this pose. If you are fully comfortable down on the ground in this pose, I encourage you one day to do this outside where your body is laying either on the grass or on concrete and really have a conversation with earth, with nature. It is so therapeutic. It is a really deep, intense, grounding moment to do this outside. Your heart is on the ground. Your ear is on the ground to receive messages. So as we come up out of this, take your time, use your breath, take deep inhales and exhales. Let me readjust this microphone. Oh, I absolutely love that pose. So we'll do it on the opposite side. I'm going to turn But your left hip will now come down to the ground. And again, you might be different on each side. So remember, this was the beginner pose where we're here. You're still feeling and getting that twist, or you're taking it all the way, lowering down, chest comes down, face comes down, elbows come down, and you make any adjustments that you need. And you may notice one side feels different than the other, and it's okay. Just honor that. Hmm. And try to relax every muscle in the body, including the face muscles. Relax them, toes. Let everything melt. Hmm. The silence that you find in this pose is so beautiful. So let's begin to bring ourselves back up. Use your breath, take your time. Readjust this microphone. So bringing yourself all the way down to Savasana. So I want to give you an option here. If laying on your stomach is better for you when it comes to your back, take your Savasana on your stomach. Grab a pillow if you need it. Laying on your back, if it's better for you to have one knee bent, sometimes that gives some release. To have both knees bent, or if legs extended out is fine for you, then take that Savasana. And just melt into the floor. Give your body a moment to check in, to see what's going on, to feel everything that we just did. And then have that moment of completely releasing, complete surrender. Just allow for the body to do what it needs to do. This is the time where the spine is now sending all of these different messages and signals out. This is a time where the brain is receiving messages and returning them back to the spine. This is a time where you just be still and let the body do whatever it is it needs to do. And as you start to deepen your inhales and your exhales, you start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. And maybe turning the face side to side. And taking the arms, reaching them all the way up over the head. And bending the knees. knees. Bringing the knees into the chest, placing the hands on top of the knees. So take the knees wide and just give yourself a little rock side to side. And then for your final release, we'll take the hands on the inside of the heels, bottoms of the feet up to the ceiling. You can hold this still, or you can rock it. You can rotate the feet just for that final release. And lowering the heels down, bringing the knees together, rolling to one side to bring yourself to a seated position. Bringing the hands to heart center. Taking a deep inhale and fully exhale. Good. Namaste. I thank you for practicing with me. I appreciate you for pouring this into your body. And I am honored that you joined me. So use this video as you need it, just to release that spine, release that back tension, and have an amazing journey. Have an amazing, amazing journey. Namaste.